About the definition side, all have been covered. One thing I want to also highlight, like Vijay mentioned, Sumit mentioned, that you can't take excuses like section 2U define proceeds of crime. And recently, US Avasti, MD IFCO, mentioned in that his statement that he is not aware of the knowledge of the properties gained by his son. And then there is a judgment came out from appellate tribunal forfeited property, that you are guilty, you can't deny it, that you are not aware of the properties of your family members or your son. Obviously, Vijay ji mentioned about use of property. That property kind of property is very vast term. Like in Pulwama attack, that vehicle was used, right? But nobody knows who financed it. It was never published, but it's a contradictory views. But this is a fact. So let's jump upon the corporate side or from the professional firm side, that what we should take care. What we should take care means what a practicing professional should take cares. So very simple, whenever you deal with any person, you first conduct the due diligence that is mentioned under section 11A. That is third line of this slide, which talks about that professional being in a regulated entity should verify. Again, I am repeating the term verify. They are not saying that you need to collect, you need to identify that client. You need to verify. Means if some client is coming on your desk, your office, walk-in customers, or maybe customer or client is in US, that you need to verify their identities, verify the beneficial owners. So how you will verify? So currently there are only 4 methods are available. Aadhaar authentication under section 11A, offline Aadhaar authentication, use of password, and officially valid documents, right? Aadhaar authentication is not allowed for the reporting entities other than the banks. It will be allowed if your respective institute will give you the approval. In May 2019, that notification came out that Aadhaar authentication can be available for the regulated entities. Regulated entities means professionals. So I will say RE or I will say professional is equivalent term. So being an RE, professionals should apply to regulators. Regulators means the institute, ICI, ICSI, ICMI. Then they need to satisfy them that they have upgraded their standards in terms of IT security. So then they will recommend, and then second recommendation will go to UIDI. UIDI is an Aadhaar authority. Then they will look upon your IT processes, and then you can authenticate the Aadhaar. But still, final approval will be given by the Ministry of Finance. So that is a one-way authentication, but is currently not available. Institutes will obviously will talk on this matter with the government of India, that how it will be available. Either it will be in a combined platform or how it will happen. So there are a lot of challenges. Offline Aadhaar, obviously integration is required with UIDI website, so that is also not possible. Use of passport you can collect, but how you will verify? Maybe at the time of incorporation you can verify the passport number in the incorporation forms, but other than that incorporation activity, might be you will take on some other activity of that particular client, but how you will verify those passwords? Officially valid documents means Aadhaar, driving license, ration card, that kind of 6 documents have been mentioned. But once you collect, then how you will verify in digital world? Because challenge is that professional do hardly any meetings with the clients face to face. Assignments are taken from the other professional. Like I feel I am a company secretary, I will take assignment from Vijay, because Vijay is an advocate, right? He can refer me to the work. So either Vijay will be liable for that carrying out the due diligence of that particular client, or I will be the liable. So a lot of clarity should comes from institute sides, and all the institutes should work together so that professional can work together. So a lot of ambiguity is still there, although they have clearly explained and saying that regulator will come up with their FAQs, they will make their task force that how this can be implemented. Assignments of several tech companies we take, like we will say that I will take on a work of Dalmia group. So obviously I need to then carry out the due diligence of each and every entity. If I've taken a subsidiary company's secretarial audit, then I will do that particular company's client due diligence. If I will take an internal audit of another subsidiary, then I need to carry out the client due diligence. So it's an entity to entity wise. I already explained that we can't store Aadhaar number, Aadhaar information. We can't just use the Aadhaar of the clients as per recent judgment of Supreme Court, which came out in 2018-19, I believe so, in October 2018. So it's very difficult. And then how you will verify KYCs of the foreign clients? Either you will take confidential information report from the regulators of that particular client. From if my client is in Latvia or my client is in Netherlands, so obviously I will write a confidential information request that these people exist in your companies or in your country or not. Or maybe I will take an help of institutes. Maybe my chartered accountant institute say that this chartered accountant need a work of Netherlands, so they will connect with the particular authority through institute. So I don't know the framework, but obviously these are the challenges in front of the professionals. 11A, I already covered that respective institute approval, UIDI, Ministry of Corporate Approval is required. So I don't know what institutes will do. Either they will now again assess the progress of all the firms which are peer reviewed. They need to follow AML standards. They need to follow ISO security standards. So that is also a very gray area which needs to be highlighted to the institutes, and clarity should come as soon as possible, because these amendments already effective from 3rd of May and 9th of May, right? Next is to talk about more about the maintenance of records. That minimum 5 years of records we need to maintain of transaction, attempted transaction or executed transactions. You need to maintain account file. You need to means account file is a vast term. Vast terms mean where if I am in an NBFC or a bank and I'm giving a loan, 100 loans, so I will assign a particular number, account number to a client, that these 100 people have taken a loan from me. This is loan number 1 belongs to X client, number 2 X to this thing. So these kind of account file you need to maintain, and all the business correspondences you do. So either you will if you are taking any management representation for them from them, or you will sharing any report, or you will exchange any of the information, those informations also to be stored. So it's not very easy to implement all such maintenance of record procedures for the practicing chartered accountants, company secretaries, and cost and management accountant. But yes, there is an immediate need that they need to improve their standards. And there is a contradictory view because in past I have attended several webinars and seminars of with various advocates and other professionals also. People are talking about more in terms of the prevention and control of money laundering. But FATF, Financial Action Task Force recommendation is that we need to combat. Combat means we need to have a one-on-one fight with the clients. If they are involved in proceeds of crime, if they are involved in terrorist or financing, we need to use our weapons that we work if we in such a manner and as per the firm policies, as per AML procedures, as per KYC's procedures developed by the practicing firms. So never take such a client and never do work of such a client who is not completing the due diligence. Section 12AA is also very important. You need to examine the source of fund, ownership, financial position. So how you will check it, how you will again verify it. They may give you dummy income tax report. They can give you dummy civil reports, but you actually have the credit information portal link or access, or you have any account aggregator licenses so that you can verify their bank accounts. If they will share the OTP, then account aggregator will share with you all the details, saving and current accounts of client or beneficial owners of that particular client. So a lot of ambiguity is there, but I don't know how institute will come on this front, that because verification is utmost important and prime objective of PMLA. You will file suspicious transactions. Suspicious means reasonable ground of belief that there is a process of crime. Reasonable ground of belief is a very vast term. You can write thousands of papers, thousands of pages. From my perspective, it's not a financial transaction. It's not a transaction, any suspicious transaction. will be covered here. You need to report being a practicing professional, either in single or in a series. A single transaction can be reported or a batch can be filed on FinGate portal. And these reportings are very complex. I will share a few more slides. But these reportings are not giving you any criminal or any other liability, because you are not liable for any criminal liability or civil liability. If you are a proprietor of a firm, you are not liable for civil and criminal liability. Your employees will also not be covered under that. But a fine can be imposed between 10 to 1,000 rupees. 10 to 1 lakh rupees for each failure. Each failure means these are monthly reportings, these are progress reportings. If you have received 10 transactions of cash, being a consultant or being an advisor, so you need to report all those 10 and 10 transactions. If you will skip 5 transactions, so you will be penalized for 5 transactions separately, and the fine can come up to 5 lakh rupees. Search and seizures we can discuss in FAQs, but it's a very plain, plain methods. Vijay can explain it in well manner. Oh, the challenge is also that FID, Financial Intelligence Unit, is only a single office in Delhi, which is in Samrat Hotel, Chanakyapuri, 6th floor. There's only one office. Then there is an appellate tribunal also in Delhi only. So a lot of ambiguity is there, that where we need to report for the whole of the pan of India. Either physical reports will be accepted or not. So that kind of challenges will be faced by practicing professionals.
Welcome to Complinity Technologies. Complinity is India's leading governance, risk and compliance software helping companies to manage their compliance, contracts, litigation, legal updates, inter-financial controls and more. Complinity is a one-stop shop for all GRC needs. With our proprietary 12 GRC modules and real-time legal updates on 2,000+ laws and 24,000+ compliances, all in an integrated platform that is easy to use with automated alerts and risk management capabilities, is why compliance managers, general counsels and chief financial officers choose Complinity every time. Join the most innovative and prestigious brands that use Complinity. Automating your compliance management. Request a demo at complinity.com.